What's up, everybody? BigHerc916 live stream. You know how we do it over here. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. What's everybody up to? How was your weekend? Did you do anything exciting? And did you do any you do any cheek busting? You bust some cheeks over the weekend? What's up, man? Oh yes, NFL, huh? I'm competing with the NFL. Yeah, I haven't watched any football in a while, so excuse me for squeezing into your football Sunday. I almost didn't even jump on the live because I was doing some stuff to my car earlier, working on the car, trying to get the stereo hooked up. Wasn't able to get it hooked up, but I figured out what parts I need. So I ordered the parts, but I was kind of burnt out, and I figured, man, maybe I'll just pass on the live. I'll skip today. But it wouldn't be fair to you guys if I skipped the live and didn't stay consistent. So I want to be consistent, so I jumped on a live with you guys, man. I don't bet on sports. I have in the past, but no, I haven't. It's been a minute. Betting on sports. There's so many variables, and if you're not on top of it to see what's really going on, sometimes depending on where the game's at, what the weather's like, who's hurt, who's been in social media. So yeah, I haven't bet on sports in a while. The last thing I lost my money on was MMA. No, probably MMA, and then the Super Bowl that was fixed. I lost my ass on that. But I kind of stayed away from betting. I never was like a big bettor anyways, so I just kind of stay away from it. Current events. Man, I haven't really stayed up with a whole lot of current events. It's always a distraction, drama, them trying to get us to, the big thing now. What is it? Don't send the National Guard to Detroit. I mean, not Detroit. Chicago. We don't want them in Baltimore. Man, the only people who don't want, and I'm like this, man. You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to dispense the National Guard to any of these cities. If the people who ran the cities would lead by example and do something about the crime, so regular people can ride the bus, could, be safe in their communities. But when you have all these crazies, did you guys see that guy? I think it was Philadelphia, the guy who stabbed that 23-year-old girl from Ukraine. She got on the bus. She was looking at her phone. This guy was sitting behind her, and he just pulled a knife out and started stabbing her, man. He had been arrested previously 14 times. 14 times, man. You keep letting a guy like that out. I mean, some people have mental issues. They I'm sorry to say, they need to be locked up. That guy, why'd he stab her? What was the point? Looking all stupid in his mug. Why'd he stab her, man? Why would it do? Why? This girl's minding her business, man. She don't even. This guy just pulled a knife out and started stabbing her. I don't know. Something like that, man. That dude just needs they need to just publicly execute. He need public execution, man. Send some shockwaves. Scare the shit out of some people, man. That's just there's no even self defense for that. You just killed somebody for no reason, man. It was uncalled for. Uncalled for, man. Those type of crimes, man, and stuff like senseless hurting kids and stuff, man. When you're on camera caught like that doing that stuff, there shouldn't even be I don't think there should be really. There's no trial. Yeah, we do need the streets cleaned up, man. It's horrible, man. And anybody with any morals, man, knows that you shouldn't have to fear for your life like that. What do I think about unemployment, no Medicaid, no food stamps in America? I've never been on food stamps, bro, and I've I came out the pen. I didn't have a job. I never went down to fill out for Social Security. I'm entitled to Social Security. I've done enough time where I qualify as having a mental disorder. So if you've done, I believe it's over 8 years, maybe 7 years, I forgot how many years. If you've done anything close to that or close to a decade being locked up, you qualify as somebody who has mental disabilities or mental illness, and you can get Medicaid, you can get Social Security. I didn't want that, bro. I didn't want it. It's out there, and as far as getting a job, I mean, sometimes there's shitty jobs out there. It just depends how bad you want to work. Some of these people, man, they have all these standards, but then they're complaining. Sometimes you can't complain when you need money, man. You got to do some shit you might not want to do. There you go. Can't blame anybody else. I came out the feds the same way. I was so happy being in a halfway house, catching the bus, basically broke, going to work, happy I'm free. I got out during 2008, and it was supposed to be one of the worst economic recessions in American history, one of the worst economic cycles. I didn't even know. I had no idea people were losing their homes. I had no idea that the economy had, collapsed to a degree. You had the what was it? I can't remember if it was the housing. It was a housing crisis, and people were losing their homes. A lot of people had lost their employment. I didn't even know, man. I had no idea. I was just happy. And sometimes, you know what? You gotta just, in order to move ahead, you gotta let all that shit go, man. Let go of all that, hype, fear. Let it go. Let it go and realize that it's not as important as you think. And if you focus on the little things, you'll be a lot happier, man. Politics, bro. One thing I realized, and I never really got into politics until I started like later on and like looking at what's going on in the world. But I'm not going to wait for somebody in Washington, D.C. or the White House to save me. As far as like ending all wars and all the stuff going on, bro, we know this is a nasty game, man. If you go back all the way till before World War II, World War I, and the bankers and these people financing the slave trade, the wars, exploiting Africa, exploiting Cuba. I mean, all these, it's always been people exploiting people, man. And it's sad, it's messed up, and you can't go back and change the past, but what we can do is create a better future for ourselves. And the biggest way I can make a difference is by, changing myself, man. What do I think about doing crime to support your family? I did crime, and I could have done other things. There's other choices, man. You ain't got to put a gun to nobody and rob nobody to make a living. You wearing a $200 pair of shoes. You got a $1,500 phone. You're driving a luxury car. You're robbing people broad daylight. That's not supporting your family. You're doing it because it's the easy out. These people, man, it's not like back in the day. There's so many ways to make money. Yeah, it might take a little bit longer. It's harder work. You can't play Fortnite. You can't play Call of Duty. You can't hang out with your homies. You can't smoke weed. You might have to work, man. There might be times where people don't see you for like a week or two because you're in the lab. Maybe you're designing something. Maybe you're working on something. Maybe you're helping somebody do something. You know, maybe you're learning a skill. That's a sacrifice, man. Life is a sacrifice. People don't want to sacrifice. Young people don't want to sacrifice for the long term. They want it right now. And I have yet to see somebody on social media, whether they're in Walmart still in, Nike store still in, Costco still in, Home Depot. None of these people are robbing this to pay for their family. That's all bullshit. No, you ain't got to put your race on a job application. Yeah, man. A lot of these wars, it's all about money. Money and control, man. And resources. Do I invest in the S&P? I play a little bit. You know. It's always good to learn how to make your money work for yourself, work for you, so you ain't got to work for your money. Obviously, you know, people who have extreme amount of wealth they're not working for their money, and financial literacy is probably one of the biggest issues in America. You know, if you don't, even if you're putting away $100 a month, $50 a month in a stock, you know, or in like a growth stock or something that has value. Maybe you're investing in coins, you know, silver. Maybe you're investing in, I don't know, comic books or something. There's always ways you can invest, and you got to think long term, man. While you're young, you take risk, you invest, you try different things. As you get older, you're more conservative in your views. You make wiser decisions. It's just a part of the evolution of just being alive, man. You know, but when you're young, you don't have to take the risk that's going to send you to penitentiary. I took a lot of those risks. And you know what, man? Whenever I got involved in anything violent, it always resulted in something, me getting locked up. You know, if you're going to be out there, man, you know, oh, man, this dude right here, you got a cold troll, man. Hide this guy from me. Another troll. Another hater, man. You always got some weirdos on here that don't know you, but they're saying stupid shit. Cold trolls, man. And you just got to ignore them. There's a lot of people. It don't matter what you do. You're always going to have people hating, man. You're going to have some people that just don't like you. And I tell them like this. If they don't like you, they don't like you. John Smith, thank you for the donation, man. Have a beer on me, big dog. Okay. I would, but I don't drink beer. But I will have maybe some sparkling water on you, man. You know, on your cheers, man. I thank you for the donation, brother. Yeah, I don't drink, so I prefer to drink something healthy. If I ever did drink anything, I've drank a couple times, but if I ever drink, it would be some probably expensive wine. Is it an overstep? What is an overstep? What do you think about National Guard? Look, I've read a lot of things, and I know what it means once you open up the door for martial law, right? Military occupation. But what are your leaders doing in Chicago about the crime? If 200 people got shot or 50 people got shot over Labor Day weekend, isn't that too much? You know, you got a group of young men that brag and that don't care about life. And look, man, we've all been young, done stupid stuff, but I mean, there's you gotta at some point you gotta put a smash down. This shit, it's gotta stop. You gotta like clean up. You want people to be free. You know that when you clean up a neighborhood or a community economically, people move in and you can make more money. I mean, I'm not saying that they should, but what are the options? If it ain't, it's like, you know what? What these people do is they let this shit go on so long, and now they're saying, well, look, you let it happen. So now we have, what are the options? When there's and everybody's like, well, we're trying to, no, you're not. See, some people are perfectly cool because they're not the victim. And I was one of those dudes, oh, I'm a gangster, I keep a gun too, so what, blah, blah, blah. If you're talking like that, you're like that, then you're cool, because that's normal. It's normal for Big Reg to be, selling drugs over there, or robbing, or this person got bugged, or this person. That becomes normal. It's not normal for a regular person, man. It's not normal to think about, like, you gotta, like, worry about looking over your shoulder. See, it's a lot of these places where they can conceal and carry, you might get your head blown off. And it don't matter if you were just trying to get a watch. You were just trying to feed your family. You violated somebody. And dude, that's the cost of doing business. A lot of these people, man, I'm sorry to say, they're gonna have to learn the hard way, man. A lot of these people are not gonna learn until they get their wig split. And I'm not advocating it. Just stop stealing from other people. It's not a one-sided game. Everybody thinks that you can rob and nothing happens to you for robbing. I mean, I was a dummy like that. You think, okay, you rob somebody, you get away. You think it's not going to come back on you? You think it just goes one way? Come on, man. Any suggestions for starting out entrepreneurship while still working your fairly good 9 to 5? File for divorce, time to live well. What is your passion? Figure out what your passion is. Figure out what you want to get into and what type of money you want to make, and then look at what you want to invest into that and balance your time out. Like, if you want to be an artist, let's say, or a musician, making money being a musician is hard, right? Unless you're playing at restaurants, clubs, you get tips. You're playing at hotels. It's a hard grind, man. Being an artist is a hard grind, right? You got to find rich people that want to buy your artwork. If you have a skill where you can fix stuff, you can repair stuff, man, you work your own schedule, you fix stuff, you repair stuff, it's a service, you get paid for your service. So you got to kind of figure out what it is you want to provide. What problem are you solving? If you're solving a problem for somebody, you can make money. Whether it's security systems, whether it's fixing flat tires, fixing cracked windshields, selling solar panels, you got to figure out something that you can do that's solving a problem, and you can do it on your own time. We both know you can't use the military on U.S. soil. So come up with a solution, bro. I'm not in the government. I don't care what they do. I'm not there. I'm not running around voting in these jackass politicians that lie to you all day and run these cities that crime is out of control, where it's so bad that they're talking about even considering that. I don't live in those places. I would never move. I would move out of a place like that. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm not advocating the military. I'm not a military. I'm not telling them to go there. You want to intimidate somebody? What is the police? Is not working? These guys, the police is not enough to to scare these kids into not committing crimes, carjackings, robberies. You tell me, man, what's the solution? Everybody says what they don't want, but what is the solution? You don't want to whoop kid. You don't want your kid to go to jail. Your kid is a hard-headed, he's an asshole. What is the solution? What is the solution? You try to do something to him, he want to shoot you. These kids nowadays, you whoop them, they come back and want to shoot you. Crime is down, nation. Come on, man. You know, I'm not. It does. We can say the numbers. If crime is happening, it's too much. That guy killing a girl on a train is too much. Add security to the places that need to be secure. That it needs more security. Plain and simple. You know, there's people getting break-ins and all the time. Crime is down. They can tell you anything's down, but if shit is happening somewhere, then it needs to be addressed. You cannot look the other way. It needs to be addressed. That's all I have to say. And I'm an ex-criminal, man. I don't think people should have to live in fear, man. And I'm not there. I'm not in Chicago. I'm not in Philadelphia. So, hey, man, figure it out. All I see is what they put on the thing. If it's not that bad and you like it, it's not that bad in Chicago. It's not that bad. You feel in places. I've lived in LA. I could sit there and live there and be like, it's not that bad, but it goes on down the street. It didn't affect me. And then, hey, man, if you're cool with that, then cool. That's all I got to say. Some people don't care, man. They don't. It doesn't matter. It's they don't. There's no sense of like accountability for people. And the thing is, man, the people committing, all they're doing is feeding into the criminal system. You got the prison system. I mean, there's other things you could be doing. You should be coming at these politicians that are milking the city. The biggest crimes are the people who are making money off of the chaos. Because they said that they're trying to help with programs and they're making a shit ton of money. Go start your nonprofit, man. You want to get rich? Start a nonprofit. Start a nonprofit and act like you're going to help the community. Act like you're going to help the homeless and legitimately make a lot of money. All those places. Hey, man. And see, I was locked up, so I know about the Crime Control Act that was passed by Joe Biden and Clinton. So all that stuff, man, look, they set you up for failure. They let you get comfortable committing crimes, just like they busted those guys in LA, 100 burglaries. You know what your deal is on 100 burglaries? If you got 100 burglaries, 100 robberies, your deal is probably 2 decades. Hey, man. Your deal's 2 decades. If you don't mind doing a crime, and you don't understand, like, a lot of these places, it's like creating a false sense of security. When you get so used to getting away with something, when you get caught, you're blown away. Oh my God, I got caught. Wow, oh my God, they caught me. How much time am I looking at? 20 years. That's your deal. You go to trial, you're getting 50 years. There's a cost to doing business for crime, bro. I learned the hard way. There's a cost to doing business. You go out and rob and do shit, man. Publicly, you violate people, you're going to get violated. You're going to get violated because you're going to go to prison and you're going to have guards and they're going to tell you what to do. There's a trade-off, bro. You can't coexist just robbing and stealing from people. Certain people don't want it. They're not going to say nothing publicly, but they don't really want to be around that shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just try to surround myself around positive people, and if I'm not going somewhere to positively be around the right type of people, I just stay home, man. I just stay home. I don't need to go out and just be hanging out. You know, if I see some shit and I see it ain't right, I'll just keep going, man. It ain't worth it. You know? Yeah, you're right. You make more money with a construction job. I didn't see the robbery. I just seen where there was just a robbery in Manhattan Beach and they took over $1 million something worth of jewelry. A lot of these people, man, they just let them get away, and then they just add it all up. You're like, why didn't you bust me a year ago? Because they're just adding it up. Adding it up, man. The Epstein shit, man. Cold game, bro. And you know, how many other Epsteins are there? People who have been involved in this stuff that's been covered up. Blackmail. All these big but what those people, you don't ever see them go to jail. That's why I said, man, it's when you go to prison, man, and you get around people and you realize, like, dude, you went to jail, you did all that time for some bullshit, and then people who are doing the biggest crimes, they don't get no time. They're making a shit ton of money. Insider trading, blackmail, embezzlement. They don't get no time. And then when they do get time, they tell on somebody. Street crime is garbage, bro. It's a waste of time. You run around there with a pistol. If you got a pistol in your hand, you're doing the wrong crimes. You should have a suit on. The biggest criminals wear suits. And they work in offices, man. They're not on the street with a switch. Came in, they pushed the owner and suffered a stroke. Wow. That's sad, man. Yeah, man. As you guys know, we've been at this for a minute. And if anybody's looking to collaborate on any projects, art stuff, merch, holler at us, man. Shoot us an email at freshoutseries@gmail.com. If you're looking to do an interview, hit us up at freshoutseries@gmail.com. Some, you know, we screen the people. We can't interview everybody. If your story's just not really interesting, there's no offense, man, but we're not gonna. You got to be a good storyteller. You got to have an interesting story. And if you have something that's interesting that you think people would be interested in hearing, then we're down to do an interview, man. And also on Big Herc, I'm doing a lot of motivation and car stuff. If you're a car guy and you got some, you know, cool cars, or you got some cool car conversations or stories, hit me up, and I could possibly put you on my channel, Muscle Up or BigHerc916. I'm always looking to network and to build our circle, man, and you know, just chop it up, man. I'm a wildfire, I'm a felony, but I feel like you sold out. If I sold out, bro, man, I'd be balling. If I sold out, man, my channel would be at 1 million subscribers. I don't know how you call me a sellout. You a cold piece, bro. Hey, look at my numbers. We barely get any subs every month. If we were sellouts, shit, our channel would be everywhere. Just because how am I selling out? Because I want to try to help people stay out of prison? Because I talk about don't be a dumbass, a N-I-G-G-A, don't be a idiot? Come on, bro. You can't win with niggas, bro. You can't win with people. Some people are gonna call you a sellout, even if you tell them to do the right thing. It don't matter. It don't matter what you say. And that's the whole thing about social media. I take it. You know, it comes with the territory. You're a sellout, Big Herc. How did I sell out? You're a sellout. You're a sellout because why? Black guy that talks proper? Because I'm apologist for the system. I don't understand that. I'm not a victim. Are you a victim? Because I'm an apologist for the system. I don't understand that comment. Don't understand. What is apologist for the system? Can anybody explain that? What is an apologist for the system? I'm a justifying that system. Like, you don't offer solutions to destroy the system. You uphold it. How do I don't offer solutions? Bro, I'm not in the system. I'm not working for the BOP. I'm not working for the government. I tell you all the time, go take a goddamn trade. That's your solution. Get a goddamn job. What's your solution? I'm not in there teaching no psychology courses. They won't let my program in there. So what are you talking about solutions? I've told you the solution. Take a trade, bro. Take a trade. Take a trade. That's the solution to stay out of prison. If you got to sleep on somebody's couch, if you got to, 5 of you homeboys get an apartment, you each take a trade, then combine together and start a business. That's the solution, bro. Take a trade. What are you talking about? Uphold the system. The system has this purpose. There's some people, bro, who don't want to do shit. If a person just wants to create chaos, what do you do with them? I changed my life, bro. You changed your life. So for a knucklehead, what do you tell a knucklehead who's an habitual just getting out and keep doing the same shit? Some people don't want to change. Offer a solution. Bro, who can I employ? We can't even pay people to come on our channel because we're not getting paid. We're not getting endorsed by any politicians or big business. We're only doing this out of just because it's something to do. Getting all flustered, lumping lodge. Get the hell out of here. I'm entertaining, bro. I'm doing what you're doing. That's what you like, right? Get out of here. I know. If you argue with the fool, who's the fool? I'll let it go. If don't need to even entertain that anymore. Bye-bye. What's up, Modesto? Yeah, I didn't watch any football. Atlanta, I see you, man. What are your opinions on thoughts on black fatigue concept? Getting another thing to get us caught up, man. Put energy into it. Ain't worth it. We've known, man. We've seen for years, man. People do dumb shit. Black, white, Hispanic. People do dumb shit. You know, every community has a ghetto aspect to it. Just gotta avoid it, man. Yeah, I know. I let a couple comments get me going, but like I said, it passed a couple minutes, huh? Entertained for a couple minutes. Maybe my algorithm will go up. That's what YouTube likes. Vacation Trader Fez, game chair. That's right. Got you a trade, man. Hey, man, HVAC, electrician, being a mechanic, it's all good. Thoughts on carpentry? Hey, man, there's always employment. They're building a lot of houses out there. Always employment, man. Always employment. You can always sell your skill set. I'm a trucker. Got to see the country in my 20s. There you go. AI's not taking over everything, bro. Trade jobs, AI cannot take over. Plumbing, mechanics, AI is not. Those jobs are going to be, if you know how to work on any, do you know how much these mechanics out here are charging for building old cars or working on old cars? Some of these guys are, one dude talked to, the guy charged him to do some work on his old classic, $150 an hour. Another guy was working on like an exotic car / classic car, $250 an hour, bro. $250 an hour. If you know how to rebuild an old carburetor, if you know how to rebuild an engine on a classic car like an old Ferrari or Porsche, man, you got a job for life, man. You got a job for life. You know, there's certain jobs out there, man. AI's, you know, it's community jobs that are service jobs. bro, you people don't want to work outside no more. All those jobs are going to be available. You know how to change tire. You can make money literally off of being a mobile mechanic, just going to people's houses to change the oil in their car. Some people don't even want to, they don't want to leave their house for nothing, man. There's so many hustles out there, man. So many. Yeah, man. Just having that skills is, man, crazy. Yeah, old cars, they say the easiest, but there's a lot of people who don't know what they're doing. They're just doing stuff, but just because the car runs don't mean they fixed it right. Three years, yeah. It takes a while doing something for it to take off. And congratulations on all you guys who have taken a trade, who are making a living for yourselves, who are out here hustling, man. It's not an overnight for anything, man. Everything takes time. You gotta build your brand. You gotta build your business. You gotta build your client list. You know, all these things take time, man. You know, if you're doing e-commerce, there you go. You know, there's a lot of things. I mean, if you can get in with somebody who can give you the game on some of the stuff, that's great. I mean, a lot of times if you're doing things and you don't understand the game, then it makes it more difficult to figure out how things work. But if you have a mentor or somebody you can shadow, hey man, by all means, invest in yourself. That's right. There you go, contractor. You know what? There's no limitations on what you can do, man. It's just what happens. A lot of times, people get jealous when they see you doing things that they don't want to do, but they don't want you to do them either. And you know that's the crazy part, because if somebody's mad because you're hustling harder than they are and they can do the same thing, then whose fault is that? That's right. Good customers are repeat customers. Yeah, man, you know, they're going to hate, but trades, man, I mean, you know, a lot of things I go on YouTube and like try to, like, you know, what do you call it? Do it yourself. I try to get game on that. And then a lot of my friends that I did time with that got out, that run their own businesses, a lot of them are in the trade industry. I got a buddy, he makes bank, bro. All he does is he details boats. People have these boats. He's in Washington and he details boats, man. Makes good money. You know, people park their boats, they need them clean, and he goes out there, man, and he worked a bunch of other jobs before, but he's a hard worker, man. Shout out to homie Josh. Did I learn to draw in school? No, not really. I kind of learned to draw on my own. I was always drawing, like copying people, and I did take an art class, but I didn't really use their technique to draw. I just kind of like created my own style. There you go, selling chocolate out of a tin. You know, I had a homeboy, he got out the pen, he did construction, and then he went to bartending school. He was a bartender, and then he wanted to become a real estate agent. He got his, record expunged, took his real estate license, and then, worked that for a while, and then applied to be a broker. I'm proud of him, man. I'm proud of the homie, man. He did a lot of hard jobs before he got to where he's at now. You know, that's what I said. He's the bartend, man, busting his ass. And then he got his record expunged. You know? I know people that detail cars. You know, I know another guy got a detail business. He partnered up with a body shop, and he details, man. He makes good money, man. You know, one of my hustles is working with different people to provide art for their clients. You got a client, he got a car, I can provide art for him, do stuff like that. You gotta sell yourself, man. Investing in yourself is your best investment. Dr. Samir Kakadar, do you take creatine? How good are you at b-ball? Thank you for the donation. I don't take creatine right now. I've taken it before. I don't take it right now. Creatine. It has a lot of good usages. I heard it also is good for sleep and some other stuff. I mean, I haven't taken it in a while, and I haven't played basketball in a long time. So, yeah, man, I've been like my big thing right now is this behind me. It's drawing. I do that for hours, man. That picture right there took me hours and hours. My free time is like, hanging out with my wife. She might watch a show here and there, a series. But I just draw, work on my cars, play with my dogs, hang out with my wife. But art is my big thing, drawing. Yeah, like I said, man, I used to draw, man, when I was a kid. I used to draw stuff for my grandmother, for my mom, and it's always been a passion of mine, man. A video. No, just be consistent, bro. If you're, doing your YouTube thing, just be consistent. One of the things like a lot of people don't think about, if you haven't been in trouble in like, I forgot how many years, I don't know if it's 5 or 10, you can go apply to have your record expunged. So my thing is, like I tell you guys, go get your record expunged. Then you can go apply for certain jobs that require you to have, some of them are security clearance, or some of them require you to have a license. And when you go before the board, you just tell them, hey man, I was young, I made a mistake, I'm now trying to change my life, and I haven't been in trouble in this amount of time. And bro, you get a job. My friend, he's a broker. He's a broker. He got in trouble when he was a teenager, man, and he got his record expunged. I'm from San Jose, I live in AZ like you. See the crap we get for a living, and do you see the crap we get for living in the state? Yeah, I don't really pay no attention to it, but yeah, man, moving to Arizona, besides having a really nice place to live, one of the biggest benefits for me is a peace of mind. I've been able to really do some cool stuff out here, meet some good people, and the only thing I would change about living in Arizona is 3 months out of the year, I would like to go live by the beach with my wife and my dogs and be out of the heat because it gets hot. Dr. Samir Kakadar, thank you for the donation. Have you ever thought about doing stand-up comedy? You know what, I thought about it. I got some jokes, man. I could do a whole skit on taking a shit in prison, what not to do. You don't ever want to take a shit in prison and let somebody hear the shit hit the water. Psh. If you take a boo-boo in prison and somebody hears boo-boo hit the water, you get one of those. Or somebody hear you go, psst, brr. If somebody hears your booty rumble while you taking a shit in prison, that's an ass whooping. If you go and have to take a shit outside on the yard, you got to have somebody watch out for you. So you imagine you're shitting, and you better hope you have some toilet paper on you, because if you're on the yard, there might not be no toilet paper. So you're shitting and you got a shitty booty. All bad, man. And then, there's no doors, so anybody can see you shitting. You imagine taking a shit and somebody's looking right at you as you're trying to get it out? Not a good look. And then don't nobody want to smell your shit. So if you shit and you don't flush and coordinate the shit going down the toilet at the same time you're flushing, that's an ass whooping. There's a lot of shitting, what do you call it, shitting etiquette that you have to know when you go to jail. It ain't like at home where you sit there, you're just kicking it, reading a book. Don't nobody want to smell your booty, bro. Yeah. I got a couple skits, you know, if I did stand up. Being on the porn set. What not to do when you rob a bank. Yeah, I got some stuff, man. But I just never invested in stand up. But it's out there. It's an option. Way more enlightening than fresh and fit was watching all that. Okay. It was way bigger on this algorithm. Yeah, man. You know, at this point, I don't even really think about it no more. Sometimes I look at the numbers, but this is only one aspect of my life. I got a lot of other things I'm working on socially to do better. So I try not to get too caught up on why they're screwing us on YouTube. You know, why they throttled our channel down, why they don't want us to have a lot of followers. I just focus on my art now. My art, I got my, you know, my business partner, we got some, you know, we focus on, you know, eventually trying to get the show on a different platform. But yeah, man, if you promote gangbanging and snitching, if you create drama, like if we create drama between different people like beefs, that's what sells. That's the stuff YouTube loves. YouTube loves beefs, promoting violence, self-destruction. I hate seeing young men throw their life away, bro. It's nothing worse when you see dudes in a, you know, handcuffed, shackled, and then you thinking like, damn. And then when you start talking to these guys, you're like, God, this guy, why is he even in here? He could have been doing so many other things. I've seen guys, man, they're talented on the basketball court. I've seen guys, there was a guy at Sheridan, man, he was so good on the piano. And he could sing at the same time. This guy was R. Kelly without the R. Kelly behavior. He was doing like 15 years. I'm like, this dude, man, if he was on American Idol, this guy could be, man, he could be a Grammy Award. He was that good. And he's in prison doing time, man. This guy, he would put on concerts, and you think you were at an amphitheater, man. I forgot the guy's name. He was out of Portland. He was in Sheridan in 2000. Let me see, 2002, 2003. He was in Sheridan in 2004. This guy, man, he could blow, and he was a great artist. This guy could play the piano, he could sing, and he could draw. I wonder what he's doing today. I can't remember his name, man. Man, I can't remember his name. But they used to have a band at Sheridan, and these guys would play in this band, man. And so much talent, man. So much talent in prison. And people make mistakes, man. You know, you make mistakes, but hopefully you can catch them before you go to prison, man. Catch them before you get caught up. Yeah, Arizona weather, outside of the 3 months in the summer, like it's starting to cool down already. You know, outside of that, man, it's a great place, man. I have no complaints. No complaints. So, let's get the shout outs in, you guys. We've been to spend almost an hour already. Where are you guys from? If you guys haven't signed up for the CultureFlix app, go to cultureflix.com. You know, sign up for the app, and they got a lot of content. It's uncensored, no algorithm. Oklahoma City, I see you in the house. 916. Upstate New York. How's the job market in Arizona? I mean, I think if you network with the right people, there's opportunities. It's just all about what you want to do. I've been fortunate, man. I've just been out here kind of grinding on my own. Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota, Twin Cities, what's up? West Sacramento, I see you. Wisconsin, what's up? Washington, D.C., what's up? You guys don't let them trick you into setting yourself up with bad behavior, bro. Don't let them set you up. Sacramento, South Sac in the house. 916. Tampa, I see you. Altus, Oklahoma. Vancouver, British Canada. BC, British Columbia. Connecticut in the house. What up? All you guys representing. Go to BigHerc916.com. Pick you up some art or some merch. Okay, you just got a car from Phoenix. All right. Mark Pasio. Oh, I'm going to have to look him up. Yeah, man. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Share the channel. Share Fresh Out. YouTube. BigHerc916 YouTube. Go check out my TikTok. Check out the IG. Subscribe to the IG. Positivity Motivation. I'm going to be doing pop-ups again. Nobody hit me up on the pop-up, so I still got a bag of merch. The next time I'm at a car show, you're in Arizona, if you see me, holler at me, say muscle up or never settle for average, and I got a giveaway for you. So if you see me at a car show, come up to me and say muscle up or never settle for average, and you got some merch coming. Or you can say fresh out. I have something for you. Fresh out. Yeah, I do the same thing. You know, one of the things I used to do when I lived in LA, I used to drive through the rich neighborhoods and then be like, man, what do these people do, man? And you know, one thing I realized is that people in those neighborhoods, what they do, in order to figure that out, figure out where those people hang out at, and you gotta infiltrate. And if you're around people that are having the success you want, gradually things will trickle down. But you can never give up hope, man. You give up hope, the game is over. Fountain Hills, Cave Creek area, okay. Yeah, yeah, man, ask them, man. Ask the people, man. I mean, some people will tell you a lot of people are secretive about their wealth. There's a lot of money in Fountain Hills, Paradise Valley, Cave Creek. A lot of old money, man. The thing about Arizona I see is that a lot of people have been getting money for a long time. You got some new crypto millionaires, people who made money on the fly, but a lot of people here have made money over a period of time, like they've had businesses, you know, and sometimes it's you know, it's the long grind, bro. I would only hang out in Beverly Hills and play golf at all day, so yeah, man, you got to play the game, man. If people think you have money, they don't mind giving you money. People don't want to help poor people, man. It's sad, man. You know, they'll give a poor person money, but a poor person an opportunity, or a person who's trying to get an opportunity, they always talk about how they help people, but they'll give you money, but not an opportunity. An opportunity to change your life. Money, that's not gonna teach you how to fish. That's just gonna allow you to go buy something. So, I don't know, man. Yeah. Yeah, well, communities are like building blocks. And, you know, you can tell a lot about a demographic by the community. Yeah, people with money just the average, yeah. Yeah. Associate yourself with those you want to become. That's right. All right, you guys, man. I'm out. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna go walk my little dogs and chill out. Do a little drawing later on. But thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe, share the channel. And man, stay grinding, bro. Stay grinding.